podcast, Alfred talked about, analysis paralysis. And some people just spend so much time trying to figure out how they can't afford to buy a house that they don't. Oh, well, I got this bill, I got this. I'm going to school, I don't make enough money. I don't have a down payment. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that was me when I was 19. There was no reason I should have been buying a house. But instead of looking for excuses to not buy, I found reasons to buy. And when people buy that first property, they really, what they need to consider is the power of FHA, that first time home buyers loan that you can get, backed by the federal government. I was going to school. My economics professor gave us a bunch of great advice. And one of the things he said, there's only two ways to invest. It's either the end of the world or it's not.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. He said, and what he used as an example was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He said, after the two A bombs were dropped on these cities, people walked back to their homes or where their homes used to be, their businesses, and they saw it was the end of the world and they walked away. They left their businesses, they left their property, their homes. They said, this is the end of the world. What is in Nagasaki and Hiroshima today? What exists there? A thriving city. It all came back. It wasn't the end of the world. It came back. So if you think there's going to be a tomorrow, invest. Don't sit on your hands. Don't wait for the perfect moment or, oh my God, oh Lord. About 3 years ago, I thought it was going to be the end of the world with the whole COVID pandemic. I even told one of my friends, it's probably not a good idea to buy property right now. And I was wrong. And that friend was Ceja. Because guess what? About 8 months into it, what I saw was, hey, it's not the end of the world. Prices are going up. And I was just floored because, like the people at Hiroshima, Nagasaki, I was taken aback, 100,000 people dead, 200,000 people dead. I thought there's no way, this is going to be sustainable, this economy, but it was, and it grew. So about 8 months into it, I decided, you know what, I'm going to invest. And I bought a 4-unit property. And about a year or two later, a year and a half later, it's gone up in value 20%.
Yeah.
Had I decided it was the end of the world, I would have just held on to my cash, watched it depreciate at the rate of inflation, which is 8.5%, instead of making 20% using someone else's money. So just like my econ professor said, you either invest for the end of the world or for a tomorrow.